Hello, Blindspot fans, and welcome to another episode of the Afterbuzz TV Blindspot After Show. Today we are looking at episode 18, One Begets Technique. We'll see you after the opening.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, Afterbuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I will never regret this. I will never regret this song.
Yep.
You don't know the song, do you?
No, but it sounds really good.
It's from a game called Portal, and it's essentially the villain's song.
Oh.
Because lo and behold, the villain's back for the sequel.
Okay,
The
good.
villain is also a psychotic robot.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Good song. Anyway, yes, you heard the intro. You're watching/listening to the Blindspot After Show. I have with me the lovely Stephanie Garrett.
Hey, people, what's happening? You can find me at StephanieG3360 on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
And I'm Katie Cullen. You can find me on Twitter at Kiaxet. That's Kiaxet. We are checking our Twitter hashtag, ABTV Blindspot. We're also looking at the live chat. So if you got something fun to say, talk about it. You may well get a shout out. Let's talk about the last 5 minutes of this episode because that's why we picked that song.
Sophia's alive. She's alive.
Pick up the phone. She called it.
I called it, people. I'm saying, look, here's the thing about me. Sometimes I think things and I don't say it. I'm trying to look country right now. I don't know why. But I think, I think things and I said, no, I don't have enough information on that. So I'm not going to comment because, when you comment on stuff, you don't have information, you look like a little stupid. So I thought, you know what? We never really saw a body or a memorial service or a funeral or anything like that. I thought, I wonder if she just didn't kind of drop off the planet, kind of disappeared. And lo and behold, girlfriend's alive. She's like, hey, girl. And that's just what I heard. That wasn't the dialogue. It's like, girlfriend, what's going on? I'm back.
I can't say I'm super happy with her because Mayfair is finally starting to move on and everything's good. And then lo and behold, it's just... It's not happening. Like she's talking with this woman that she met in the bar, and they're gonna get together, and it's gonna be great. And then, by the way, surprise! Bet you thought you'd seen the last of me.
She thought she was dead. Can you imagine her horror? Like, wait a minute, I mourned you, I cried for you, I loved you, and now you're back, you bitch. Where have you been?
And this is why it's the very last bit of the episode. Yeah, so that's a thing that's occurring. That's a little
get
wild.
my mic straight. Hold on, I gotta get my situation straightened out here. I'm getting a little flustered.
Straighten up, straighten up.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, so that was a thing that occurred. And you figure something's going to happen when they're like, oh, we're going to cut back to this person for the last bit of the episode. And it's like, we are going to get a revelation or someone is going to die.
Right.
And I'm super glad that was not the latter.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Although I will say that I don't agree with you that Tom is still kicking because...
Well, look, me and you disagree on this. I think Mr. Tom is hiding in a hole somewhere and he's going to come crawling out. That's just my opinion.
And I think that he got shot half a dozen times in the chest and we saw him die on screen.
Means nothing.
And that Oscar has no reason to keep him alive.
Means nothing. Means nothing. Means not. Thank you, Megan. I love Stephanie's reaction. That
This
was awesome.
isn't a comic book. They died. They don't come back.
We agreed to disagree today, Miss Lady. That's how it's gonna go down up in here. Tom's coming back, people. Sophia's back. Think about it. Think about it. Tom's coming back.
I disagree.
Okay. Cool. Let's move on.
I just, if he comes back, we're playing Backstreet's Back that episode. We're going to start with that. We're going to start with, oh my God, we're back again, and we'll see how that goes.
I already made note for that.
What'd you say?
For that song when you guys were talking about them coming back, I'm like, I'm playing Backstreet's Back. All right. I'm doing it. It's happening.
Yeah, and I have my theories on that too, but I don't know. That could be leading into predictions a little bit, so I'll discuss that later.
Well, we did skip to the end.
That's true.
Anyway, Alexis on the ones and twos, ladies and gentlemen. She's back as well.
Thank you.
Say hey to Alexis.
I just love watching your guys' reactions. I mean, I really want a gif of Stephanie just going, Stephanie's back.
I know,
So
right?
does chat.
Right?
I want it.
Just like put happy dance at the bottom in text.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes. I'm already
Okay,
thinking about it.
so if anyone in chat is a GIF maker, We want that. If you would be so kind as to do that and throw it in a hashtag, we'd love you forever. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to do the GIF thing. Otherwise, I would definitely do it myself.
I don't either.
What do you want? Oh, GIFs of my own face to use as a reaction. This is how I roll.
You are not alone.
Yeah.
Someone did it once already. It's kind of crazy.
I must see this.
Red versus blue after show.
I'm
Anyway, we are super off topic. Let's talk a little bit about the world's worst chosen name, Rich.com.
Oh, I love me some Rich. He's a kook and he's bad and you shouldn't like him, but I like him.
He was so much fun.
Rich was like the dude.
He was fun. He shouldn't have been fun, but it was such a blast watching him go, watching the mouth work a mile a minute. Just this guy, I swear, I know I've written down some of the lines.
Oh, yeah.
Just for me, the part where I was like, oh, this is going to be fun and interesting is when he starts talking about how the sex in prison is very vanilla.
I'm like, dude.
Are you serious?
TMI, dude. TMI.
Oh, my God. I thought my notes just say, Rich has a kink. Okay.
Right.
Like,
but you know, Rich is so much fun. Like, you almost want to hang out with him if he wouldn't end up dead or in jail.
yeah, no, that trouble. He's fun to watch and just popcorn.gif at, but to actually be near the guy, like, gonna pass on that. I'm just gonna go with all sorts of no.
Yeah, you know, he was cool because I like the fact that he brought a lighter sense of personality to the show, and he brought a lot of fun, and he's pretty hilarious. And it was so funny. I was looking at him, and this is such a random thought. When he was dressed up in the tux and they were doing the thing, we're going to discuss that in a second. He looked just like my friend's husband. I was like, oh my God, it looked just like my friend's husband. And I'm like, wait a minute, he's not an actor. It's a little weird. I was like, they look like twins right now. And next time I see him, I gotta tell him that. Like,
by the way, you look just like a fictional billionaire.
Yes! Yay! Yes, a bad one too.
Okay, a megalomaniacal fictional billionaire. We can go with that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out whether or not to classify his plan as a Xanatos Gambit. Because we've talked about what a Xanatos Gambit is on air, and just because it's been a while since we've used the term, we'll do a refresher for the people in chat who may not have heard this before. It's named after the character from Gargoyles, which hits everyone's nostalgia buttons. And it's essentially a plan that the planning for it was ridiculous. It all goes this person's way, and there's no way they could have planned out every single step. Like, some Xanatos Gambits hinge on the fact that a coin toss will land on heads. Like, things that they could in no way have planned for are part of the plan. And so I'm debating with myself as to whether or not Rich's scheme falls under that. Because obviously the retinal scanner instead of the fingerprint thing was not part of the plan, was a kink in the plan, but the painting getting shot.
Yeah.
And that turning into bringing in Boston and then having Boston be the person that picks him up and then being able to do the paintings. Like, he could not have planned on the painting being shot, especially in a manner that was not fatal to anyone important to the show.
That's true.
Can't say it was non-fatal, just not fatal to anyone in the show.
I had never actually thought about it in that context, but that's actually true, and I do agree with you.
But on the flip side, they said, yeah, he took a risk on X, Y, and Z, and he's good at taking risks. So I don't know whether to classify it as that.
I know. I'm a little on the fence, but I don't know. I don't even know what to say. It's like, how did he figure that out? I don't know. I'm confused.
Well, obviously it was a heist that he'd been planning for some time.
Right.
And he just used everyone to be able to do it. Like, it's incredibly intelligent and incredibly slick.
Oh, yeah.
Especially by dangling bait that they couldn't refuse. And using the perfect thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know why they trusted him in the first place, because like there's an old saying, he's nickel slick. He's as slick as oil. I don't even know why they even trusted Rich.com. He's cool, though. I mean, you know.
See, the thing is, Curt didn't.
Right.
And then Mayfair made the call that
she did.
The rewards were worth the risk. Because the person that Rich offered was Sho Akhtar, who is evidently number 8 on the FBI's most wanted list. I don't know if he's number 8 in real life or if this was a fictional creation. If anyone in chat wants to throw that out for us, that would be lovely. Things I should have Googled beforehand and failed to.
Yeah.
Thanks, Google. I failed to use you. Yeah, so he's number 8 on the FBI's most wanted list, and it's entirely plausible that Rich has had dealings with him, Rich would be able to identify him because no one else can. There's no pictures of him. There's a couple of voice recordings, but they're all really low quality. Like, there's no real way to ID this guy except for someone who's had face-to-face with him, and that's Rich. So he offers it saying, hey, I can do this. Hey, it works. Because he got beat up in maximum security prison, and his deal is, put me in a medium security one. I will not survive maximum. It's not going to work out.
Yeah.
And we find out later that he paid for that beating with a carton of cigarettes. And it was all just one very long, elaborate prison break. Like, holy cow.
Wow. What a smart man. You know, I always think people are really that smart. They could really rule the world in a good way, but then they chose to go a different way. And like, you know, he's so smart and so calculating.
The problem is, I feel like that's the kind of smart that doesn't work very well under lawful good, which is not necessarily what you need to rule the world, but tends to be the preferred alignment. Because that kind of smart doesn't work super well just under lawful in general.
I don't know.
That's closer
I don't
to
know if I agree
chaotic.
with that, because I think some politicians are like that, in my opinion. Look, that's just the way I think, but granted, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I still liked Rich's intelligence. I just didn't like that the team fell for his game. That's what I was like, come on, people, y'all are smarter than this. I know Mayfair called it or whatever, but it's like, come on.
Well, again, I'd make the argument that they knew that they were going to be played somehow. They knew something was coming down the line, but they didn't expect that to be all of it. It was a very masterfully woven web. He had all of their numbers.
Yeah. Patterson was going to jump on him.
Oh my God. Patterson getting ready to kill Boston was probably my favorite part of the episode. Boston himself was my favorite part of the episode. His name's Boston Arliss Crab. Like, why?
Really? Right. Why?
Why?
And he was such a mean queen.
And Rich calls him in to fix the painting that got shot in this heist. And, you know, there's no one in the world, there's very few people in the world who can do it. They're all too far away. We can't. And Rich does the, oh, you know someone, bring them in. Well, they're kind of a criminal. Can they get one-time amnesty for doing this for you? Fine, sure. And it winds up being this guy who smacks him one and then yells at him for leaving him with the bill for that trashed hotel suite in Nice. And then I find out 3 weeks later you're running around with some really hot woman on the beaches of where it's just like, oh my God. They're oh my God.
Yeah, I don't even want to imagine the foolishness that went down with that.
It may not have happened at all. It might have just been a cover.
That's true too. That's it. I thought about that too, and I thought, well, now knowing Rich, it probably did go down. That's what I think. But
Point.
yeah. Rich is a party boy.
I honestly think it could have gone either which way, and I think it's better that we don't actually know. I am down for that bit of ambiguity. I think that's a lot of fun.
No, see, I want to know it all. I want details, people. Details. Stephanie G needs details.
Well, there's a difference between ambiguity and plot hole.
There's a bug here.
There's a bug flying
around. So if you
around.
see me doing this, I'm swatting, just ignore me.
We have a third co-host,
Yes,
but they don't say much.
Yeah, and he's flying around.
Tell us your opinion, Fly.
Why, thank you. You can leave now.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a difference between ambiguity and plot holes.
Yeah.
And I'm down for ambiguity, but if it's a plot hole, I'm going to hit someone in the face.
Okay.
Like, this is how I take things. Like, if there's an accident, if it's purposefully ambiguous, okay. Yeah. I can theorize until the cows come home. I love doing that. It's a ton of fun. Like, you sit me down and say, oh, what about this? And this is why I like doing Afterbuzz, because I have lovely people that I could just be like, what about this? What about that? What is this thing?
That's what
we
do.
If we put this together? Oh my God, that's amazing. Like, let's expound on that. Like, I love this. If it's a plot hole, I hate everything involved. There's no leeway.
Oh,
there is
Katie.
none.
I don't mind a plot hole. I'm okay.
You haven't seen me on shows where there's been plot holes in the episodes.
And your head
been
just
like, no, it's a thing and it occurred. Why?
Why?
It breaks the previously established rules. I'm that person.
Oh yes, yeah. No.
Which is why I love this show so much, because it's so good at its internal logic and it's so good at its established rules, and why I wouldn't shut the hell up about Weller's stitches for the past 2 weeks. because that is a break of the established rules that it's usually so super good at.
Right. Well, you know what? I don't know. I was thinking about that. We were talking about somebody on YouTube commented, saying, I love that you guys keep commenting about his stitches. Well, you know, he's that kind of guy. And I realized there are people in the world who are like Weller. Like these women, just random thought here. There are women, or there's some girl now who just had a baby a week ago, and this chick is in the gym already. Like, really? Who can barely walk after you just push a human being out of your, you know what? I'm just saying, Weller's one of the, if Weller were a woman, he'd have a baby and he'd push the kid out, and he'd be in the gym the next week. That's the kind of dude he is.
Whoa, breathe, Stephanie, breathe.
I just had to bring that up.
Lord, I thought I lost you.
I'm just saying, that's how Weller is with the stitches and the sarin gas and the thing, you know.
You also broke Katie, which is really hard to do.
Katie's on the floor. I got this, Katie. Go ahead. As I was saying.
Oh my God.
No, I'm kidding. I digress. I'm digressing, but it's okay. I need a minute. I'm gonna pump my brakes. I'm gonna pump the brakes, people. Pumping the brakes.
Beautiful.
I
That was
just had
the
to bring
highlight of my
that
day. I can't right now. I can't.
What's wrong with you people?
I don't know.
What's wrong with us? Pull it together. Damn.
I believe in you, Katie.
I'm gonna take a breath and a sip.
I'm alive.
Katie's alive.
Believe me, I am still alive.
Yes,
I feel
you are.
fantastic, and I'm still alive.
I know it's such a random thought, but I just thought, I don't know, I thought about that. See, I have very random thoughts sometimes. It means nothing, but I just do.
See, my mom did the same kind of thing, but she was on painkillers.
That's what I'm saying.
She broke her hand.
Oh.
All 4 fingers slammed in a hangar door at an airplane. Oh, yeah, it was pretty bad. And the next day was Halloween. She had her hand all wrapped up. She was handing out candy for like 3 hours.
Wow.
Percocet.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
She's a tough lady.
My mom is an amazing human being.
Right. Meanwhile, I have,
real.
you have knee pain, and I'm sitting on the couch for 3 days.
She's just like,
my knee. Oh, my God. There's those people.
Painkillers, my
Yeah.
man. Painkillers do the thing.
Oh, so I said her face is so red right now.
It's okay, Megan. Mine was too.
No.
/ dead.
I hope they don't edit that part out, because that was the fun part.
There is no editing in this show.
It's live.
It's all live.
Yay!
We have a slight tape delay, but that doesn't do anything for us.
good.
It's all live.
It's all there.
Cool.
Everything.
So yeah, we have Rich's Xanatos Gambit. We have Show Akhtar, who insists that he's not Show Akhtar, and we have the. I haven't seen anyone do this since Tron Legacy. Jump off a building and escape with a parachute. I haven't seen anyone do that since Garrett Hedlund.
Oh yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I thought he was just gonna take. But then Rich he's too vain and arrogant to do that. He had to do something. I felt like somebody's gonna catch him or something. But let's back up a second. What if that guy who was Akhtar, when he was dancing with the guns? Crazy.
That was wild.
Crazy.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, that was crazy. And I thought, you know what? There's some rapper somewhere in some mansion who was doing that. He's in there, just see you walk in at the guns, pow, pow. I thought that was just fabulous.
Oh dear God. That whole scene was like, I'm not sure what I'm witnessing here, but this doesn't seem like the guy who's bankrolling a whole bunch of major terrorist organizations. But then again, Rich.com is your black market hub that you wouldn't have thought about. So this whole thing is just really weird.
Yeah, and the fact that everybody at the party was just sitting there while the guns are going off. Like, oh, it's just Akhtar.
I feel like everyone at the party knew. It's like, we're going to a party, this guy's doing this thing, okay, this is what's going to occur.
Yeah.
I loved the Gatsby excuse. I loved seeing Flapper Jane. The dress was black.
You said that. You're like, oh God, she's wearing a black dress. I'm
So
like,
she's still wearing black.
Yeah.
She looks amazing.
Beautiful.
Oh my God, the
And
pin curls.
that red lip hunty. Yes, work. I mean, I'm touching my inner drag queen right now. Yes, she looked great.
Hello,
Right.
hello, yes please.
And those dark eyes, I loved it. Beautiful.
1920s
They're
makeup.
beautiful. Beautiful.
They occasionally do like 1920s theme parties down here in LA, and it's like, oh no, now I kind of want to go to one.
I know,
because,
right? Just so I could dress up.
Dang, son. Dang,
They
she
have-
looked
great.
good.
They have some pretty awesome ones at the Edison once a month.
Oh.
I would go. It's beautiful.
Really?
There's
Never heard that.
I feel like that's the only reason to go to the Edison.
Yeah, that's
Having
literally
been.
yeah, same here. It's the best time is when everyone dresses up like 20s flappers or just anything that's super fancy, and then they have like aerialists and stuff. It's
Yeah.
pretty
wow.
awesome.
That
Yeah.
sounds nice.
Yeah, we should go.
So
Field
yeah,
trip.
stuff stuff and things. Think field trip. We're on a Blindspot field trip where I'm going to dress up and go, and it will be amazing.
Yeah, but Rich won't be there, luckily.
Thank God. So evidently Rich tips off ISI, which is evidently Pakistani intelligence, and they raid the apartment, and then the FBI counter-raids the apartment, and then they have this moment of, wait, we should probably not be shooting at each other.
Right.
And just Reed speaking, what was he speaking? Pakistani? I don't know what the language is there.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, and I don't want to say what because I don't know.
Don't want to be like, he's speaking this, and then have it be like, what the hell, Katie? That's not even close.
Exactly.
Like, he is speaking their language, which I do not know what it is off the top of my head.
Yes.
And manages to call a ceasefire, which I thought was pretty cool. He is a man of many talents, and I am always really impressed whenever that happens.
I know. That's what I'm so interested in seeing a little bit more backstory on him. How he came about speaking all these languages and all the other things he can do.
Yeah, because he did the same thing on the episode with the missing flight.
Yeah.
Where they found the plane on the island in the middle, and that sounds like Lost. But nonetheless,
right.
Like, I am so intrigued by Reed. I want a whole big episode for him and his backstory. Same with Zapata.
Yeah.
I feel like we have these two really rich characters, and I hesitate to say that they're underutilized because they're not. But it's always a surprise when they're like, oh yeah, I know this. Oh yeah, I can do this. And it's just like, oh yes, I forgot you could do that, as opposed to, wow.
Right. So yeah, we need a little bit more to go on with them, I think.
Yeah, I want some backstory. I want some episodes focused on them that don't focus on them getting kidnapped, because that's a thing in this show.
Oh, I'm so tired of the kidnappings. Good grief.
I'm telling you, kidnap Weller. Kidnap Weller for an episode. I want to see how that shakes
Okay,
down.
now I agree with you on that. I would be down for that. Yeah, I'd be down for that. But no more women. Please, no more kidnapping the girls.
Please quit kidnapping women. And Reed.
Yeah, and Reed.
But that doesn't last very long.
Yeah.
Megan in the chat says she thinks Reed was speaking Farsi.
I was going to say Farsi, but I wasn't sure. Thank you, Megan.
I would not have known. So
I was going to say Farsi, and I was
cool.
like, oh, I'm not sure if that's correct.
I am going to roll with the people who know a lot more about this stuff than I do. So thank you, Megan. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's just, good Lord, that's Anatos Gambit. That was pretty wild.
I like this episode a lot.
It was a lot of fun.
It
Between
was.
the absolutely ridiculous art heist at the beginning, and then being in the wrong costume at the party, and then the whole thing with him standing on the roof, and it just turning into... It was kind of like chaotic evil Ocean's 11.
Yeah,
you know?
Right. That's a good point. Yeah. I liked Randall Turner that he built this whole like vault in his house to house the paintings and everything. That was just
oh my God,
amazing.
with the wires and the shotgun blasts and the smartwatch and the just, dang, man.
Right. And he was gorgeous. I know I always have to bring that up, but I'm just saying.
Usually people are only that meticulous about their illegal activity architecture if they're building a murder house.
Well, yeah, to house people. Right. Bodies and stuff.
He's just building a painting house.
Yeah.
Better? Question mark?
No.
We are running a little short on time.
Oh, Megan says, Katie, I think you and Stephanie want to chit together. Jane's dress was a dark green. Oh, well, from the
pictures
screen.
or it didn't happen.
I don't know. I saw black.
Pictures or it didn't happen. I definitely saw black, and they have never put Jane in color.
Never.
That wasn't some form of monochrome. So.
Yeah.
Pictures or it didn't happen. We'll have to see.
Okay.
Yeah. So we should probably move on to talk a little bit about Curt and Jane because there was a breakup that occurred tonight. Because I can definitely understand Allie saying, look, you got some stuff you need to work out. There's obviously something going on between you two. It may not be romantic. It may not be sexual. I don't know. But it's something that you need to work out because obviously you are not fully available right now. And I really appreciated that. I liked that she was able to see that, and I liked that she had the fortitude to understand that it was not sustainable and call it off.
Yeah, because Rich kind of read them, even though they weren't saying anything. They were saying things, if you know what I'm saying. He read them like a book. He's really good at reading people. But
he was also messing with them. Like,
he was.
Pretty sure she's a lesbian. I have a nose for that. Okay, so I'll break your nose.
Right.
Yes. The banter in this episode. That's what made it so great. Right. The banter.
Yeah, we love the banter. Love that. Because nobody want to get that with those characters, you know? And Rich kind of brought that to this episode, which was awesome. Yeah, Allie's just like, look, dude, It's just not happening. And I think she can also sense that something is going on between him and Jane.
Yeah.
Even if they can't see it, she can see it. Because sometimes it takes people from the outside to looking in to see things that you usually can't see.
Yeah, so I honestly think that was what was going on there, and that she, again, I respect her for being able to break that off. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how that happens, because Curt is Curt and has a massive... He has a massive blind spot when it comes to Jane. Mm-hmm. Roll credits.
Yeah.
And so...
she is the blind spot.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, we all watched Cinema Sins. So...
Yeah.
So we'll see how that shakes out with Curt.
Yeah.
Because I get the feeling that he's not really going to understand that or act on it all that much. Just that sort of, oh no, there's nothing. Oh no, there's nothing. Oh no, there's nothing to work out. I just care about her. Like, honey, no. No.
No.
And of course, Dad is dying.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's bring up Dad.
He was dying last week. That was the one that I called.
You did.
That was a thing, and it happened. Mm-hmm. And so Jane asks if she can meet him. Mm-hmm. Like, okay.
Yeah.
And they bring her in, and he immediately goes, Taylor. It's like, wow, Dad.
Right.
I don't know if they've told Dad about Jane being Taylor. Oh, well, they must have, because there was no suspicion on him anymore.
Right, yeah, they had that conversation already. And that's when he went to explaining, where he was that night and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes that, okay.
Yeah.
Putting the pieces back in order. Thank you, brain.
Uh-huh.
And her saying, nice to meet you, and him just, you don't remember me?
I almost was going to say, I thought he was going to look and go, that's not her. I thought, I would be like, oh, really? Do tell.
That would have been amazing. I have no idea where they would have gone after that plot
I would
twist.
have loved that, but it didn't happen.
Well, because science says it is her.
Science, yeah.
And Oscar says it is her. So that's a lot of groundwork. That's a lot of scaffolding to put up to have it all uprooted.
Yeah.
That'd be a great plot twist, but it would also be a what the heck?
Yeah, they can always, he can always say, well, it's my meds, or something. Because he was pumping him full of morphine, probably, to kind of ease the pain of his, he's got cancer, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he has terminal cancer.
Yes.
It'd be really good shock value, but it wouldn't make any sense. So, it's a plot twist that holds up for one episode.
Right.
But yeah, so that I think is the point, is what pushes her over into doing the fake memories. Yeah, I totally remember you. We used to go fishing off a bridge over a creek. Right? Because the photographs. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I find it interesting that that's what pushed that over the edge. And I have to wonder if she would have taken that next step had she not been talking with Curt's dad.
Yeah.
And wanting to make him feel better since he's literally on his deathbed.
Yeah. And Curt said, well, we just started talking and we just got together and kind of healed everything, and then this happened. So that was a little sad.
It's pretty rough.
Yeah. Poor Dad.
Yeah, poor Dad.
Nah.
I mean, you've kind of been waiting for it to happen ever since they introduced him and said, yeah, he's terminal. Like, great.
Yeah.
Great. So it's not an if, it's a when.
It's just a
All
win.
Right.
Yeah, it's a win. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
What else we got to cover?
That is about all I have, because we didn't really have any specific moments for Zapata or Reed this episode.
Right.
Because most of it was heist, and we had a bit with Mayfair and her friend Marcus, who evidently knew Sophia, which is part of why they kept bringing up. But she brought the picture of Oscar driving the car that was taken from the traffic cam to Marcus at the beginning of the episode. Is there anything you can do with that? Is there anything you can enhance? We're not doing it at the Bureau because we want it off the record. Okay. And she comes back to him at the end and he says, there's not much there to enhance. However, I know someone in Denmark. They're doing experimental software. Can I send it on to them? So we still have this picture of Oscar that's not a very good picture of Oscar, but we're still going to try and see if we can't pull his identity from that floating around.
Yeah.
Whether or not the shadowy organization of Doom is still keeping an eye on Reed is another question entirely.
Right.
Because that's not something that has come up, and we didn't have a character moment for him. So
yeah, we don't know yet. Yeah.
Who knows?
Right.
Possibly next week. We just don't know.
Yeah, and couldn't tell anything from the trailers.
God, the trailers for this show are just...
what is really going on? I have no idea till I actually watch the episode.
It's like we get a premise. Well, there was that one time where it was like action, adventure, nothing else as the trailer, and that was crazy. We got tweeted a picture of the dress, but honestly, guys, it looks black and silver to me.
Okay.
It really does. Someone poke one of the producers or Jamie Alexander or someone and just say, what color was the dress?
Right.
Was it black and blue or golden yellow?
Oh, God. Here we go with the stupid dress. Oh, my God.
You can't tell me you didn't know that was coming.
I did. I was just
did.
hoping
God
you wouldn't
help us.
act on the urge.
Oh, oy vey. And I'm not even Jewish. I'm saying oy vey.
I have no regret.
Not even one letter.
No.
Okay.
We cannot keep it together up here.
I don't care. It's been lovely.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think we covered everything. Yeah, that's it.
Well, we do have the tape delay, so Chad, if there's anything you want us to talk about, now is a good time to bring it up. They're talking about whether or not they tweeted the picture.
Yeah, somebody said before that they think that Curt's father's death was going to bring him into a spiral. Who said that? Jessica. Hey, Jessica. Yeah. So, and that's an interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting theory. You never know.
So
we shall see.
Have to see how that goes.
Yeah.
For now, put the stuff in the chat if there's anything that we missed that you want us to talk about. And we are going to talk about iTunes for a minute, like we do every week. It's that time, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
One of these days, it's just going to be a Billy Mays push. I'm going to write it and rehearse it, and it's going to be great. But today is not that day, and tomorrow doesn't look good either. Yes. Thank you to everyone who has left a review on iTunes. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed and who has left a rating. We love you all. You know we love you all. Thank you for doing that. It really helps keep us on the air. It helps our producers say, hey, they like this show. Let's keep this show going. And it is not easy to keep a show going with two hosts. Let me tell you, we are playing on hard mode.
That's right. We're making it work.
And you guys help when you're in the chat, when you're on Twitter, when you're leaving reviews on iTunes. That is extremely super helpful to us. And thank you so much for doing it. We usually read any new reviews we have. We don't have any new reviews this week, so if you'd like to have your review read, get a shout out on the show. Reviewing on iTunes is the best way to do that. Yeah. All right, chat, what do we got? They wanted to know where the paintings went. Evidently, when they were scanning the paintings, they were replacing them. So I feel like he got 12 of the 13. Okay. And that they sent the repaired real painting and then the fake rest of them.
Right. And you know what? When they were doing that, I was going to say, I was thinking, because, he's an international criminal. Yeah. I was like, he's going to be scanning those pictures and taking the real ones, and they're going to get the fake ones. I kind of knew that. But, what can you do?
Well, and asking, did Patterson not realize it?
Yeah,
she's after the fact,
After the fact. Yeah.
She's not an art person, not to that extent. So, when you're a master at sleight of hand and at whatnot, it's really easy to just pull a con under someone's nose if they don't know what they're looking for.
Okay, Megan says he wasn't really scanning them. They had forgeries made and then they replaced them and then they were sent through the machine. Okay.
I don't know if that...
I don't know about that. I have no idea.
I am uncertain.
I know.
That was I just know that the scanner was used.
Yeah.
And there was sleight of hand involved. And stuff occurred.
Oh, and you know what? Somebody else mentioned that they think that Sophia came back to warn Mayfair not to go digging around. I'm like, good
I'm waiting until we get a little more on Sophia. I'm assuming that's going to be our first 5 minutes or so of next week.
I hope so.
Yeah. Speaking of which, let's talk about next week. We should swing into predictions here because we are running out of time.
Yeah.
And now, your Afterbuzz TV predictions.
It's a school shooting episode, you guys.
No, I don't like those.
This is gonna be rough.
Yeah.
And what's bad is that tomorrow is the anniversary of Columbine.
Oh.
See, I was going to ask about that, if that was okay, because I was like, isn't that the anniversary tomorrow? I'm confused.
Yeah, but the thing is, most people hear 420 and they think of other things. So
that's true. That makes sense.
But I was in middle school in Colorado when Columbine happened.
Oh my gosh.
So that was a thing. That was definitely a thing.
Oh yeah.
And so a week off of that, we have an episode about, oh, thank God it wasn't this week. Oh my God, could you imagine? Oh, timing. So a week off of that, we have an episode that is ostensibly about a school shooting. We have the football scores from a team as a tattoo on Jane's body. They go to the school. There's active shooters. There's a bomb involved. And that's about all we get.
That's it.
Because it's still a lot of action, action, action. No plot elements revealed.
None.
Which I suppose is what you want in a 30-second teaser. You don't really want to give the game away.
Yeah, because you want people to tune in and see what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
So depending on your experiences, next episode might be a rough one to watch. So, as always, viewer discretion is advised. And we'll see how they handle it, because the previews are often very misleading, as they are in most forms of media.
Yeah, they are.
Now, what do you think is going to happen?
God, I don't know. I was just thinking about that. I don't kind of know. I think Sophia's going to turn Mayfair, turn her world upside down.
Yeah.
She's going to just go into a tizzy.
Because she's been, quote unquote, dead for how long?
A while.
A while.
Yeah,
Years.
like years.
Years. Long enough
and
for
I want to know
Mayfair
where
to
she's
move
been
on.
for some years. Like, where's she been all the time? That's what I want to know. And let me see what else.
Off the grid?
Off the grid. She was with Tom. Katie thinks
What,
Tom
in the coffin?
Yeah, she thinks Tom is deader than the hammer, and I think Tom is chilling in Costa Rica.
I'm telling you, he was shot half a dozen times on camera.
Okay.
He's a little dead.
We
And by
agreed to
a little, I
disagree.
mean completely.
We agreed to disagree because I disagree. I disagree.
It's like arguing with the Ruby fandom. They're not really dead, are they? They died on screen, but they're not really dead.
Okay. I'm just saying, if Tom comes back, I want a nice cold Coca-Cola right here on this desk. You owe me a Coca-Cola, girlfriend.
Since when was that the terms of anything?
Since now. I made them.
Fine, I want Dr. Pepper.
Okay, good.
You're gonna find his body somewhere.
Okay, good.
You're gonna owe me a drink.
All right, we can both get drink. See, we can't have wine in here, so we gotta have something, some sort of
Who
beverage.
says?
Oh, well,
could
hey, you know,
totally
I'll
have
take a
that.
bottle of red. No, I'm kidding.
The Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show had vodka a couple weeks ago.
Seriously?
Yeah, I had
Yeah,
scotch.
seriously.
I had scotch on the Archer.
Oh,
after
shut
show.
up. I need to go over there.
So, do we
bring
need
it
to
there.
change the terms of our bets?
We might need to, honey.
Or
Yes.
a bottle of wine.
A
for
bottle
both
of wine
you.
sounds fabulous.
Moscato.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
got you.
Moscato. I like a Moscato.
All right.
Okay, then.
Okay.
Bottle
it's done.
of Moscato.
It's done. Done.
Depending on whether or not Tom is dead. And we are waiting for actual straight up confirmation in the
Yes.
form of either he comes back or we find a body.
Right. I'm cool with either. I'm just saying, I think he's still alive because, you know, that's just what I think.
And I think he's dead because he got shot a lot.
Well, I think he's alive because they keep telling people not to investigate his murder, his death. They're trying to push people away
Because
for a
it brings
reason.
it back to Oscar. And
Well, I know
this
that.
is an organization that doesn't want to be traced. They don't have fingerprints. They've
Right.
started killing each other, which is what happens when you go rogue.
And that Cade is still madly
Running around.
running around somewhere. So I don't know.
But this is an organization that can't be traced, that has an amnesiac agent with tattoos all over her body inside of the FBI. They don't want anything leading back to them. And having to take out Tom in order to keep Jane safe is a huge piece that leads back to them. So I think it's more of a don't investigate because we really don't need you. We don't want your dogs on our trail. So that's how I'm interpreting it.
Okay,
And
well,
you're
good
interpreting it
interpretation.
as he's sitting somewhere sipping wine and going, yes, this should be our next move.
Yeah, exactly. He's with what's his face? Hobbs. Hobbs knows where he's at. I want to talk to Hobbs. Where's
God
Hobbs?
forbid. Poor Hobbs.
I know. I want to
I
see
wouldn't
Hobbs.
wish Tom on anyone.
I know.
That man, lawful evil.
All right, y'all. Fingers crossed. Tom's come back. Even if he just, he's got to come back. Come on, Tom. Come on back, man.
You are going to owe me a bottle of Moscato.
I am.
You are going to owe me a bottle of wine.
Or maybe you owe me one. Hi, ha, ha.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Anyway, on those terms, I think that's probably a good
Dress
place
is
to end
green.
the episode.
Somebody keeps saying the damn dress is green and silver. I didn't see that.
I don't think any of us did.
Okay, never
Where
mind.
can the people find you?
I am at Stephanie G30through 60 on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, and you can check out my YouTube videos of me making stuff, and I teach you how to be creative.
And I'm Katie Cullen. You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, and YouTube at Kiaxet. That's Kiaxet. I'm also on Snapchat at Kia Prime. Robots in Disguise is on Sundays. We also have a bet going on for that show.
Oh, really?
I'm in bets on almost all of my shows.
Oh, good.
And Arrow is coming back next week on Wednesday after its second spring break this season. Also, if you are a Rescue Bots fan, this Saturday we have a Rescue Bots special at Hasbro Studios that we will be streaming live. So check that out. It's their season 4 premiere, and it should be a good time. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you next time.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Afterbuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the Afterbuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterbuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of Afterbuzz TV.
Tom's dead.
Tom's alive.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.